AITA for telling husband he can leave me and our newborn and it wouldn't impact our lives. My husband, 32M, and I, 29F, have been disagreeing lately about childcare for when I need to return to work full-time. He wants to rely on his parents and my mom to watch our son, 3 months, and I want to enroll him in an infant program at a daycare. I do not want his parents to watch our son for many reasons, but the biggest being his parents aren't capable of watching a newborn for 9 hours and the fact that they refuse to follow the updated safety guidelines for prevention of SIDS. Every time I tell them updated information different from how they did it 30 years ago, I get comments like, "My kids would be dead 100 times over nowadays with what I did," or "You're letting these guidelines drive you crazy because I don't want my son to suffocate due to a blanket or bumpers being in slash on his bassinet." To put it in perspective, my in-laws have issues with their other DIL as well due to how they treat people around them. I could go on about the issues the in-laws and I have had in the past, but I don't want this post to be so long. Let's just say his parents purposely cross boundaries at the expense of other to get what they want. Anyways, the argument between my husband and I got very heated the other night as I was preparing my son's bath on the kitchen counter. As I was finished filling it with water, my husband was so upset with our disagreement that he took the bath and flipped it over, resulting in water being all over our kitchen and dining room hardwood floors and table. I told his to get the F out of the house and to not come near me or our son. I was baby wearing him at the time. He kept trying to come near me to the point I left through the back door with my son and tried to get in my car to drive away, but my husband stood behind my car so I couldn't leave, so I just walked away from the house instead so I could feel safe with our son. Eventually I needed to come back in order to feed our son a bottle. My husband was attempting to clean up the gallons of water he spilled on the floor and all over the documents I had on the table, floors, basement ceiling, and documents ended up damaged. He said he would finish cleaning up and then leave the house. He left around midnight and didn't come back until 8 p.m. the next day. Sadly, this isn't the first time my husband has acted out of anger. While I was pregnant, he punched a hole in our hallway and then grabbed me, resulting in my shift being ripped. He also has knocked my possessions off countertops, resulting in things I cannot replace being broken. He always apologizes and says he will do better, but I no longer have hope for him. When he came back the other night, we continued the conversation about childcare and somehow got on the topic of another future baby, which I said I potentially did not want another child due to the traumatic birth of our son. I'm less than 3 months postpartum during this conversation. My husband then threatened to divorce me and go have a baby with someone else because his son will not be an only child. I flat out told him to file the paperwork without any emotion. I told him it wouldn't make a difference if he was here or not, considering he left for almost 24 hours without any communication and I can manage it all on my own. Do I want our son to have divorced parents? No, I don't, but I also don't want him to grow up around a father who acts out of anger and aggression. I just feel like I've been through enough with him, and for him to now threaten divorce over childcare and potentially not having another baby is absurd in my mind. I know during our arguments I can say nasty things, but I never threatened divorce. Now a few days later we are trying to continue talking about childcare, but my trust for him and his parents is almost non-existent due to his actions and words. I'm starting to feel like I am the a-hole because I said that him leaving wouldn't make a difference. Like deep down I do not want him to leave. But then I think about how mid-typing this I had to stop to go take out the garbage. It's 5 a.m. before collection, even though he said he did it before he went to bed. I just sometimes think he purposely is incompetent, so I just do everything. He says I won't have to coordinate with our parents on who's watching our son when during the week, and he would do it. But that won't happen and I will have to end up doing it. I just don't need the extra stress and rather have something consistent. I just don't know what to do or if I am an a-hole for not wanting this life as it is right now for our son. Any advice or words of wisdom are welcome.
Relevant comments. Affectionate_lie9631. You have way bigger problems than childcare. Your relationship shows numerous flags that you will eventually become a victim of domestic violence. Laying hands on you, tearing your shift, throwing things when he is angry, punching walls, controlling who you can see, not allowing you to put your son in daycare, gaslighting and manipulating you by saying he will divorce you and have a child with someone else, controlling your movements, standing behind your car so you couldn't leave, careless disregard for the safety of your child, throwing the water while you were wearing the baby. I'm a former copper who worked in domestic violence for years, and I'm telling you that you are not safe with him. If he doesn't leave, you should. Chance, Lavishness 947. This already is domestic violence. It's psychological and emotional abuse, intimidation, coercive control, and physical abuse. OP, please reach out to a local DV support service. You don't have to leave, but you should get insight from people trained in domestic violence. You can't see the forest for the trees, and that is part of the dynamics of abuse. It is a symptom of it. The support services can help you make sense of what is happening to you and help you see that none of it is your fault. If he wasn't abusive, you wouldn't be being abused. It is that simple. Everything you've described suggests that leaving would drastically increase the risk of you and/or your child coming to significant, possibly lethal harm at his hands. Please don't try to leave without speaking to a support service. Post-separation is often the most dangerous period for domestic violence victim survivors, especially children. Make no mistake, your child is currently a victim of domestic violence as well. PHDOH. The first year postpartum, the most common cause of death is murder by the baby's father. Then add to that what you've already said, that the most dangerous time with an abuser is when you try to leave. Most women have to try several times before succeeding due to threats and intimidation. OP should talk to a lawyer too, preferably one the DV organization recommends, to see what she can try with regards to custody. Can she make it a condition that her in-laws can't have him unsupervised, at least until he's a bit older? Can the order say he's going to childcare? My ex-stepmother put my half-sister in with a childminder during custody proceedings, even though my father could have cared for her while stepmother was at work, but because there was a contract already in place, the judge included the childminding hours in the custody agreement. Does OP live somewhere where it would go the same way if she puts baby in childcare during the divorce? Even if she doesn't go ahead with it, it's good to know her rights and options, and OP should be hiding money in an account he can't access/doesn't know about ASAP.